Hey guys, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Illumined Guru. And it is Thursday, September 14th, 2017. I am holding a Signs and Synchronicities workshop tonight for those of you who don't know. And there's still spots left. If any of you are wondering about the signs that you're getting, wanting to develop your language further with the signs, and if you're opening up to a heightened level of awareness and want to know what this all means and how to work with it, you can find that out in tonight's workshop. Go to theilluminedguru.com. You can click on the channel art on YouTube. It'll take you right to the website. Click on book a coaching session and classes and workshops, and it's right there. You can just sign up online. Also, next week we have the new moon in Virgo. We have the autumnal equinox, which is my favorite time of year. And just after that, I'm holding a Twin Flame free support group call. That's the September call. It's going to be September 26th. If you're not on my email list for those calls and you're a Twin Flame and you'd like to get support and be part of a community, you can sign up on my website, theilluminedguru.com. Scroll down to the bottom where it says subscribe me to your newsletter. Just enter your email address and your name, and I will add you to the list for that information. So again, the next free support group call is September 26th. It's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the evening. And of course, if you want to book a coaching session, you can do that on the website. Right now, I'm offering for those clients that I've worked with before, or even if you're new, you can book a session, refer a friend, and if your friend books also, you both get the session half off. So that's there, and that's a good way to try sessions. And that special or that program came from that my current clients are Twin Flames who are beginning to refer new clients to me who are not Twin Flames, right? And as I expand the platform and my coaching business, it's important for me to work with everyone, and I really appreciate your referrals and thank you. And it's been an amazing process of building this over the past year. So anyhow, let's get to today's topic. So my next video is going to be the weekly reading for Twin Flames, the collective reading, so you'll see that posted shortly. But this video, I wanted to talk about more of an important topic that I see coming up in my coaching all the time, and it's the topic around I'm not good enough and self-worth, and could be fear of rejection and where our insecurities lie within us and where this stems from. So I want to just talk about that quickly. I've mentioned this in videos before, but I'm going to try to deliver it in a new way to you today. So when we are out of alignment with ourselves, meaning not lining up with our values, our worth, meaning how we deserve to be treated and how we desire to be treated, when we are not in love with ourselves all the way, we will see that reflected in our relationships, right? We're going to match up with vibrationally, energetically, those who will disrespect us, who will disobey us, who will mistreat us, who will abuse us, who will not treat us the way that we just desire to be treated. And that is stemming from a wound within us that is screaming out, whether we know it or not, vibrationally, it's screaming. And it's screaming, I'm not good enough, come mistreat me. I don't have healthy boundaries, so come disrespect me. Problem is that we don't realize that we suck at all this stuff. We don't realize that we have this core wound that's in active vibration, and that all of this stuff that is stemming from within. We don't realize that that's the reason why we're receiving these patterns in our lives. So I want you to take a minute and think about this. Where have you been dishonored, disrespected, mistreated, not valued the way that you deserved, whether this be at work with a boss or a romantic partner, your twin flame. It could be in your familial relationships. And I want you to think about where this started in your life, okay? Because this is a very important piece of this. So if you haven't already identified it, it's really important that you go in now and you identify where this came from. So how do we do that? I just say I always say, you see my videos, I go reach back, pull the memory forward. There's a belief in there within you. And when I work with you in private session, we really uncover these beliefs, but I'll give you a few that I hear frequently, and maybe these will kind of resonate for you or jog your mind so that you can latch onto what it is that is deeply active within you, okay? So oftentimes the belief is, I'm not good enough, I'm not supported, I'm not loved, or I'm not lovable, I'm not as good as others, I always get disappointed, I am no good at relationships, okay, I never get treated the way that I want to be treated, so these types of things. So the core belief, though, in all of those things is stemming from, I am not worthy, okay? Or I'm not worthy of being loved. And that is going to trace right back to early childhood stuff for 99.9999% of us. So this could be things with your parental units or guardians. This could be things with your siblings. I see it in both scenarios, and often it can be one or both. For example, if you had an older sibling growing up who, didn't want to be around you when you were younger, you weren't cool enough, you didn't look the way they wanted you to, you were just young and insignificant to them, or they were a teenager and you were, a kid and you wanted to hang out with them because they were cool and they didn't want to, or they didn't listen to you, or they told you you were stupid or dumb or called you names, or any of those things. That can often be a root cause of where some of these insecurities stem from. It can also be from our parental units or guardians who, didn't provide us with the support or the love that we needed when we needed to be recognized, when we needed someone to help us build self-confidence. It could be the parent who was abusive verbally or physically and tore us down and didn't uplift us. It could be the parent who was just absent emotionally, so therefore you didn't receive the nurturing, the praise, or any of that you needed and deserved when you were a child. You could have been looked upon as something, like you could have been typecast in your family. So, oh, you're the odd one. Oh, you're the needy one. Oh, so this has caused us to kind of dim our light down from an early age and kind of be seen in a negative light. So we've taken all those things and many more, because I'm sure you'll reach back and find different types of memories that come forth. All of those things have contributed to beliefs within us that say, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I don't fit in, I'm not accepted, people don't love me back, I don't get recognition or praise, nobody supports me. Because these are all the beliefs that come along with this. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. That's one that we hear so much. I'm not good enough. So when we have the I'm not good enough wound, let's take that one. Because they're all connected pretty much. They're all one and the same. The I'm not good enough can lead to behaviors such as over-proving, over-asserting, over-giving, self-sacrificing. How many of you watching this video are guilty of any of those things? If you look at your relationships, have you said to yourself, why do I give so much and not get anything back? Or when am I going to have time for myself? Or I feel like this person doesn't see me. Why do I need to work so hard to be seen or loved? And many of us, it's a deep fear because we have that core wound from when we were little and we didn't receive that love. Now, that support, that love, that worthiness, we are now in fear that we won't receive it. So when you're in fear that you won't receive it, what's happening is you're creating an active vibration around that fear, and then you're overcompensating for it. So not only are you vibrating the fear, which is what will end up manifesting, you are also in your action mode, you are overcompensating. So you're not allowing the other person to come to you, to treat you right, they're just mirroring back. So whoever it is, the boss, the mom, the romantic partner, the twin flame, whoever it is, they're mirroring back your misalignment with your self-love and your values. They're mirroring back to you that I'm not good enough. Okay? And oftentimes, the relationships that will line up with us when we're out of our power like that, when we're misaligned with ourselves and our self-worth and our integrity and our values, oftentimes the relationships will be toxic, will be abusive, will be manipulative, will be unsatisfying, will be because it's this constant need for action, to please, to do, to be seen, it's like an overcompensation. Okay? And this can come from both scenarios. This can come from the scenario of being the aggressor, being the initiator. This can come from being the doormat, right? It's all one and the same. Either way, we're overgiving. So the doormat, or the more submissive type, is going to bow down to someone. Oh, how can I please you? Oh, let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. And he or she is not going to command that in return, right? And so then you end up feeling like, oh my God, I've given so much to this person and they don't value me and they don't see me, and why don't they love me the way that I love them? But you're not commanding it for yourself. And over here, when you're overgiving in such a way that you're always the asserter and you're the one taking the initiative and having to make the plans and do the calling and do the again, that's coming from a fear that the other person won't do it, a fear that they're going to go away if you don't, and you're still trying to compensate for your own lack of, right? For your lack of knowing I am valued, and if you value me, you'll be in my life. I don't have to overly assert. You're just going to come to me. That's how I desire to be treated. This is also very much aligned with the expression of the polarities, which is the divine masculine, divine feminine, and when we get out of balance with them, this is all intertwined, because when we are overly asserting and taking the initiative and having to do because we're in fear that the other person won't, that is being in our false masculine energy. And when we are pleasing and submissive and not speaking up for ourselves, or not expressing our true needs, not expecting the reciprocal behavior or love, when we're just self-sacrificing in that way, that is kind of being in our divine feminine in unhealthy balance, in that tuned down state, right? So we're like, one's like tuned up masculine, out of balance, and one's tuned down feminine, out of balance. Either way, it's the polarities out of balance. So we can look at this in several ways. One thing to note, though, that's so important is that the core belief has caused a fear, and it's caused a lot of other beliefs to spawn from it. And we've carried these beliefs with us along with this fear. And so the only way to transform this, to shed the fear and to transmute these old beliefs into something new, wonderful, refreshing, uplifting, and joyful is to get in alignment with yourself. So how the external world responds to you and how you are treated in life is a direct response to how in alignment you are with yourself. Once you line up with yourself, you'll see that will just trickle over into your relationships. You will begin to attract those who naturally treat you the right way, the way that you desire to be treated. You will see more quality relationships. You will receive more respect. You will be more heard. You will be more understood. You will be more seen without having to declare or assert those things, to demand or get defensive. You won't need any of that. Those are tools that just do not go along with power. Inner power, alignment with self. When we have to declare, assert, demand, threaten, anytime we're using those tactics, we're not in our power. So if you're in a relationship right now and you're threatening your significant other, you need to do this, or I can't do this anymore, the ultimatum, or whether it's why are you so why do you ignore me, or why can't you do this for me, or why can't you acknowledge that I'm good at something, or whatever that is. We won't have to do that. You won't have to declare yourself. You won't have to ask why. You won't have to assert. You won't have to threaten. When you're in alignment with yourself, others will naturally follow suit. You teach others how to treat you. And you will line up with your boundaries. You will set healthier boundaries, not from a place of ego, because that's our ego when we're threatening someone, saying, when you're saying, I cannot take this treatment anymore. If you don't stop doing this, I'm going to do this. It's like, nope, that's not going to work. That's just going to backfire on you. So I just want you to know that if you catch yourself, think about it. Are you threatening? Are you declaring? Are you asserting? This is all part of not knowing how to set the healthy boundaries. So my clients often say to me, well, how do I do it? It seems so difficult to set the healthy boundary because I don't know where the balance is between being in my ego and being defensive, right? Being threatening and declaring and whatever, and then being like a pushover. I can't, or being self-sacrificing. It's hard to find that middle balance when we've been practicing one or the other for so long. And those are two extremes that we've been bouncing in between. So here's the exercise that I'm going to give you to work on. So I want you to write down in a journal or on a piece of paper, notepad, write down, I am worthy. And then I want you to write down how you deserve to be treated, how you desire to be treated in all relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, familial, at work. And you can segment them out, or you can just make it one general statement. Pretty much these values will spill over into all relationships. So one general list is okay. And this may sound something like, I deserve to be heard. Okay. I deserve to be valued and honored. When you go into the romantic partnership category, right? If you go over there and you say my romantic partner is going to treat me this way. He's going to open car doors for me. He's going to surprise me in new and exciting ways. And I'm going to really align with this. I'm really looking for someone. What are the values? Okay, so then go to your values. What are your values? Okay, who are you? And then you can start to define what are the values you're seeking in a romantic partner. Does your current relationship line up with this? Is this in alignment with who you are? The best way to start to define who you are is to start with the I am statements. And not the I am ego identity, I am a businesswoman, I am a business owner, or I am a writer. It's more like your core qualities, the truth, who you are as connected to your divinity, your regality at the soul level. What are your gifts? What do you love about yourself? What are your strengths? What do you love about yourself? And start with the I am loving. I am love. I am beautiful. I am beautiful from inside out. I am worthy, right? And then just begin to make these lists and read this back to yourself. And I want you to go through each of the important relationships that are currently in your life right now and see if they line up with your values. See how you have maybe done an okay job or a not so okay job at setting good boundaries, or setting the, let's just say, like, you're setting the baseline for how you'd like to be treated in your relationship. So have you sucked at that? Probably. Most of us do, especially when we're not aware of it. So I want you to take a look at how you're being treated, where you're in alignment with yourself and where you're not, and start to line up. And so how do you do that? It's simply by loving yourself. It's simply by putting yourself first, giving yourself time for self-care. It's about getting real with what those values are. It's about finding what you love about yourself, because the more you find to love about yourself, and this is reconnecting with yourself. This is doing the things that you enjoy. This is taking the time for yourself. This is treating yourself. This is celebrating yourself. This is validating yourself. This is all these things. This could mean drawing a bubble bath for yourself at the end of the day. This could be treating yourself to a meal or something when you've had some success, or you're just rewarding yourself, or just had a good day and you want to treat yourself. This could be just taking a walk in nature because that's what you love to do and that frees your spirit. This could be, doing something silly, something fun, something, just off the cuff that really makes you feel childlike or playful, because again, all those things are going to realign you with treating yourself well, self-care, self-worth, self-value, and just your spirit, your inner spirit. Connecting to your spirit, the spirit within yourself, is huge. And the more you do this, the more you practice, it is a practice. It's not something that you're going to transform overnight, but you can transform it quickly. And you can do so by practicing these things every single day. Once you start doing this, it'll become much easier to find that balance in boundary setting, to just speak your truth. The truth you'll claim a power that is so deeply rooted within you, is so strong that it doesn't need to threaten or declare. It just speaks its truth and others follow, right? To support you, to align with you. And if they can't and won't, then they will fall away. Then those relationships will go away. So often when we're in an I'm not good enough or mentality, or out of alignment with our self-integrity and value, we will stay in relationships in which we're not being treated right, in which we feel like we have sacrificed or overgiven, and we may be still waiting here going, tick-tock, when's this person going to give back to me? But really, the tick-tock, the clock ticking, the timing of it all relies on you. And when you're teaching others how to treat you, you may find it difficult to transform current relationships that the boundaries have been set poorly, but it's not impossible. Watch my video on boundaries. Watch Teal Swan's. I think Teal Swan has a good video on boundaries and how you can set better boundaries and how you transform boundaries. Because, boundaries are best set right at the beginning or outset of a relationship. Sometimes hard to go back in the middle of a relationship and reset the boundaries, but you can. This is an energetic shift. This is saying, I'm in alignment with self. Now you can follow me, or I'll just walk away until you can. Like, I'll walk away until you can treat me right. I'll walk away until you can. And that's not ego threatening. That's not twin flame running. That's not any of that. That's just saying, here's what I command. I've been out of alignment with it, but now I am in alignment with it. And so now you've got to follow with this. And it's not even about saying it or declaring it. It's about showing others how to treat you. It's about just speaking truth. So let me give you an example before we conclude the segment, because I know there's going to be a little bit of confusion about the boundary setting. So let's just say I was a person who did not feel worthy, did not feel good enough, and kind of, let's say, bent over backwards for somebody to be loved, to be appreciated, to be seen. So let's say I was overgiving, okay? And I am in this scenario where, let's just say it's a romantic relationship. I'm overgiving and the person is not giving back to me. It doesn't really seem appreciative. Like, the appreciation comes and goes. And then I feel like because they're not appreciative, they're not approving, they're not giving back, I feel like, oh, well, now I need to do more, or I need to do more, or I need to do more. And it's getting to the point where I'm spending my money, my time, my resources, my energy into something that's not giving anything back to me. And it's not about getting back, but again, this is about how we desire to be treated. We all desire to be in a reciprocal type of a relationship, give and take. And this is about feeling like, so let's put myself in this scenario again. I'm feeling like my power has been taken away. I'm feeling like this person is using me. I'm feeling like this person doesn't love me as much as I love them. And that's scary. So what am I going to do in that fear? I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more because I'm afraid I'm going to lose that person, or I'm afraid they're not going to love me, right? So let's say I do these exercises that I just explained, the I am statements, the lining up with my self-worth, self-value, getting in alignment, doing the things that I love, and really looking at my relationships going, okay, where is this out of alignment? I'm going to look at this relationship and I'm going to say, wow, I really desire to be in a relationship with somebody who wants to give, who is appreciative of what I have to offer, who, where when I do for them, they do for me too. And we can share this appreciation for one another and share this giving and receiving. And I want to be in a relationship where I don't feel like I have to give to receive love. I want to feel loved no matter what. I don't want to feel threatened that this person is going to walk away from me. I don't want to feel threatened that if I don't do more, if I'm not good, that they'll leave me. So I'm going to line up with all those things within myself where these insecurities stem from, and begin to love myself more, align with these values, keep reminding myself of this. So then I go back into this. Okay, so now I'm still in this relationship, but I'm bringing the new set of boundaries and the new self-love to the table. And what does it sound like? Okay, so I'm going to give you two scenarios. If I'm not in full alignment with myself, it's going to sound something like this. So I've been thinking about it, and I really just don't like the way that you treat me. And, I'm just thinking that, unless I can, be, in a relationship where you treat me better, I'm out of here. Okay, so that's going to be when I'm still not in my power. That's declaring, that's threatening, that's saying, I need you to shift. I need you to give me something that I'm not giving myself. Okay, but the way that the other person will shift and just follow suit with you is by saying something more authentic, by being more in alignment with our power. So how do we get in alignment with our power? We just discussed that. So let's say I come to the table, I'm very aligned with this power. I'm very clear. I'm not going to take less than I deserve. What would that sound like? I would say, hey, I really love our relationship and I really adore and respect you very much. I'm feeling like you don't always appreciate me, and I feel like I give an awful lot and don't always get anything in return, or I still feel sometimes like you know, you'd be gone if I didn't do all of these things. So I just want to let you know that I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to allow you to do this give and take with me. And let's just see how this goes from here forward as we practice giving and taking with one another. And you'll see how that person reacts, okay? Because they'll either get really defensive about it, or they'll be like, oh, you feel that way? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that you felt that way. Of course. And they're going to feel your shift in energy, and they're going to line up and start to, right? But this is about expressing your truth, not threatening. It's about saying, like, I'm going this way. You can come with me, or this can fall away. And you're not threatening. You're saying, I'd like for us to practice. You're going to give the other person the opportunity. You're going to say, I'd like for us to practice this way. I'm going to pull back so that you can do the give and take with me. I've realized that I've given a lot, and I'm happy to, and I love you, and I've wanted to, but I'm going to also step back and allow you to give as well. See what they do, and then you just observe, and then you just see, you just observe. That person cannot line up with you. It is time to let that relationship go. It's time to let it go. Because you've expressed your truth, you shifted your energy, you got into your power, you got into self-love, and now you can say, well, I've done all the necessary steps within myself, and if this person cannot line up this way, it's not for you. And the next relationship you attract in will be in full alignment. It's going to be the mirror reflection of where you're at. So I'll leave you with that. I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions, you can email me or comment on the video. And I will talk to you guys soon, okay? All right, bye.